Most relationships don't fail because people stop trying. They fail because the relationship was never structurally viable to begin with. This is difficult to accept because it contradicts what people are taught to look for. Most people are trained to evaluate relationships based on feelings, chemistry, and shared interests. They assume that if two people enjoy the same things, laugh together easily, and feel emotionally connected, compatibility will naturally follow. It rarely does. What people call compatibility is often just early-stage friction reduction. The absence of immediate discomfort gets mistaken for long-term alignment. And because the discomfort is delayed, people confuse the delay with proof. By the time the structure reveals itself, investment is already high. In the beginning, compatibility looks simple. You like the same music. You enjoy the same shows. You prefer similar food. You agree on politics, humor, or aesthetics. These similarities create comfort. Comfort creates ease. Ease creates positive emotion, and positive emotion gets interpreted as evidence that something works. But surface harmony is not structural alignment. It's just low-resistance interaction. Two people can enjoy the same activities while being fundamentally incompatible at deeper levels. The system hasn't been tested yet. It hasn't been required to make trade-offs, allocate resources, or resolve conflict under constraint. Early relationships don't demand structure. They operate on surplus time, surplus energy, surplus patience. Because surplus exists, inefficiencies stay hidden. This is why incompatibility often appears sudden, even though it was present from the beginning. Compatibility is not one thing. It operates across multiple layers, each governing a different function of the relationship. Most people only evaluate the first layer. The others remain invisible until pressure forces them into view. This is called surface compatibility. This is the layer everyone notices first. Shared interests, similar hobbies, aligned tastes, enjoyable conversation. Surface compatibility determines how easily two people spend time together. It reduces friction in daily interaction. It makes connection feel natural. But surface compatibility has limited predictive power. It does not govern decisions, it does not resolve conflict, and it does not determine long-term direction. It only answers one question. Is it easy to be together right now? That is not the same as, can we build a life together? Values compatibility determines how resources get allocated. Money, time, energy, attention. Two people can share interests while valuing completely different outcomes. One person prioritizes experiences. They spend money on travel, spontaneity, and enjoyment. The other prioritizes security. They spend money on savings, stability, and preparation. Neither value system is wrong. The incompatibility emerges from limitation. Resources are finite. Every decision becomes a trade-off. Every choice benefits one value system at the expense of the other. And because values operate automatically, these conflicts repeat endlessly. Vacation planning becomes an argument, purchases become negotiations, risk tolerance becomes moralized. No amount of discussion resolves this, because discussion doesn't change values, it only exposes them. Goals compatibility governs direction. Do we want children? Where do we want to live? What kind of life are we building toward? This is where incompatibility becomes structurally absolute. If one person wants children and the other does not, there is no compromise position that satisfies both outcomes. Delay doesn't resolve it. Hope doesn't resolve it. Love doesn't resolve it. The constraint is binary. The same applies to geography, lifestyle, and long-term priorities. One person may require urban density for career progression. The other may require space and quiet for well-being. You cannot simultaneously maximize both. People often try to postpone these decisions, believing time will soften preferences. Sometimes it does. And when it doesn't, the system breaks. This is the most overlooked layer, and often the most destructive. Process compatibility determines how people interact under stress, how they communicate, how they argue, how they repair after conflict. Some people process externally. They need immediate conversation. Others process internally. They need time before speaking. Some people prefer directness. Others rely on implication and tone. Some people repair through closeness. Others need space before reconnection. When these processes mismatch, every attempt to fix the relationship becomes another source of damage. Urgency feels like pressure. Delay feels like avoidance. Directness feels harsh. Indirectness feels evasive. Neither person is broken. The system is incompatible. Chemistry is powerful and deeply misleading. Chemistry produces attraction, intensity, and emotional momentum. It amplifies tolerance. It smooths friction. It creates urgency. But chemistry operates independently of compatibility. Two people can have intense chemistry while being fundamentally incompatible, and two people can be deeply compatible while feeling minimal initial attraction. Chemistry masks structural problems by subsidizing interaction. During this phase, incompatibilities don't disappear. They become affordable. The system absorbs friction because emotional energy is high. When chemistry fades, the subsidy disappears, and suddenly the structure is exposed. This is where people get trapped. When problems appear, effort increases, communication improves, awareness rises, intentions become sincere, and yet nothing changes. This leads to the belief that one or both people are failing, that they're not trying hard enough, that something is wrong with them. The truth is simpler. Effort cannot override structure. Communication skills cannot align incompatible values. Compromise cannot satisfy opposing goals. Patience cannot reconcile mismatched processes. Effort only works when the structure allows it to propagate. In compatible relationships, effort produces improvement because the foundation supports it. In incompatible relationships, effort dissipates because the constraints remain unchanged. Time does not resolve incompatibility, it reveals it. Early phases involve low stakes and limited decisions. Later phases demand coordination, sacrifice, and prioritization. The longer two incompatible people stay together, the more pressure accumulates. Investment increases. Expectations solidify. Exit becomes costly. What once felt manageable becomes unbearable, not because anything changed, but because the system finally reached its limits. People remain in incompatible relationships for predictable reasons. Attraction creates motivation to ignore structure. Emotional investment creates resistance to acknowledgement. Time investment creates sunk cost pressure. The relationship becomes something to protect rather than evaluate. By the time incompatibility is undeniable, leaving feels like failure, even though staying guarantees it. This is the hardest idea to accept. Compatibility is not gradual, it is conditional. Either the necessary structures align sufficiently for long-term function, or they don't. Partial alignment cannot compensate for critical misalignment. Shared interests cannot override conflicting goals. Strong feelings cannot repair incompatible processes. The system does not negotiate. Relationships succeed or fail based on structural alignment, not effort level. Compatible people experience solvable conflicts over minor differences. Incompatible people experience unsolvable conflicts over major ones. Effort looks heroic in the wrong system and invisible in the right one. This is why some relationships feel easy without being perfect, and others feel exhausting despite constant work. The question isn't, do we love each other? It's, does this system work without constant compensation? If the answer is no, effort will always feel like struggle. If the answer is yes, effort will feel like maintenance. When compatibility is misunderstood, people internalize structural failure as personal deficiency. They believe they're bad at relationships. They choose wrong repeatedly. They lack commitment or emotional capacity. The system tells a different story. They were evaluating the wrong variables. Compatibility is not how good something feels at the start. It's how well it functions when feelings fluctuate. It's not chemistry. It's not effort. It's not time. It's alignment across values, goals, and processes, operating simultaneously. When that alignment exists, relationships survive stress. When it doesn't, no amount of love can fix it. The outcome was never about trying harder. It was about structure.